My name is Willie Stickley, and I'm here to give you 15 tricks to help you improve and step up your Instagram game. So the first trick is pretty easy. All you have to do is come over here, pull this all the way over, so you can have easier control of your sliders and get finer tuned details than you could if you didn't pull it all the way over. Let's say you want to have a reference photo to see the presets or how something looks compared to another image. All you have to do is hit Shift and R, and that'll bring up your reference view, and you can drag and drop any other image into the reference side to see what it looks like compared to your current image. If you want to get back, simply hit D. Now, if we're going to be uploading to Instagram, you want to take up the most space so you can get the most attention out of your viewers. So the best way to do that is to give your image a 4:5 crop. Now see how we're in landscape? All you have to do is hit X and rotate it to portrait, hit enter, and now you've got a 4:5 crop, perfect for Instagram. Now this is probably the easiest thing you could possibly do to make your image better. Simply go down to lens correction, hit enable profile corrections, and it will figure out what lens you're using and fix the distortion. For example, I was using an 8mm fisheye lens, and by changing that, I get rid of all the distortion on the sides at the loss of, well, that person over there and some new distortion. But overall, if I were to crop this to a 4:5 crop, it looks like a lot better of an image than if I hadn't. Let's say you already applied your presets and you already made all your edits onto your image and you want to see the before. All you have to do is hit the backslash key to see the before and after. Toggle it by hitting it again, or you can hit Shift Y or just simply Y to see the different versions of your image. Let's say you're not sure whether or not you like the colors in your image. You don't know all your edits, but you don't know if something looks right. You want to go down to your HSL tab, click on this little dot, and click and drag, and that'll allow you to change the hue of just that color or just the saturation if you go down to saturation, luminance, and so on, of just that specific range of colors instead of trying to figure out where it is on just the sliders. Next up, you want to go down to your camera calibration tab and click it to anything that isn't Adobe standard, because you get colors that you just don't get anywhere else. For example, if you're using a Canon camera, some of these colors are just lost. See, if we were to go to landscape, see how we get a lot more contrast and things pop out. You just wouldn't get these shades and tones unless you change your camera calibration. Now let's say you have a mask and you want to affect only a certain part of that mask, but you don't want to go through the hassle of using the brush tool. What you can do is you can go down to here and select range mask, choose luminance or color depending on your situation. And what that allows you to do is it allows you to select only a certain portion of that mask. So what I'm doing is I'm selecting only the highlights that I want to change. So what I can do is I can blow up those highlights or bring them all the way down, and the contrast or whatnot. So I'm only affecting the highlights and not actually the buildings or anything else that's a part of my mask. The next tip is if you want to selectively color or edit one portion of your photo, you want to go to the adjustment brush, scroll down and hit auto mask, and just drag and all over the area that you want to edit, just that area, and see how it will follow the shape of my body perfectly, because I have auto mask on. It will only mask portions that I think is a part of me instead of getting over here. Now let's say you just made the coolest looking thing ever and you want to save it and put it on all of your images. You're the next Sam Colder or whatnot. So what you do is you hit this plus icon. That'll bring up the new develop preset, and that'll allow you to name your preset. Let's name it test. And you can save if you want the white balance to be saved. Anything you want, just click on it and hit create. And I could go to any image and put this new awesome preset on it. Let's say you want to sharpen your image, but you don't know what particularly you're sharpening. You can try the masking tool to try and mask things, but you can't really see what you're doing other than this little detail view. So what you can do is you can hold down Alt, and it'll give you a black and white. White being the areas that are being sharpened, and only sharpen the areas you want to be sharp and crisp, and not the noise that you could get in the sky or whatnot. It really helps. It makes your image just look that much better. This next trick isn't necessarily for Instagram, but it will help you in Lightroom. All you do is click right here, right click, and choose white or black to see if your image is cutting off or clipping on any of these colors. For example, if this is pure black, it would blend in, but it isn't. It's more of a gray. And if this was pure white, it would blend in with my white, but see, it's an off-white. It's more of a blue. And that will help you determine whether or not your image is over or underexposed, or whether or not you need to fix certain colors. Let's say you're not sure of your image and you don't know if you like it or not. Maybe you want to get a different view of it. Hit L to solo it, then hit L again to make it full screen, and that's the only thing you see. Very useful, very helpful for determining whether or not you like that image and whether or not it's Instagram worthy. Now let's say you've got hundreds and hundreds of images and you want to go through and select only the ones you like the most. What you can do is you can hit 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to rate the image down here, and then go to your next image and so on, rate it 2, 3, whatnot, and keep on going on. Or you can hold down caps lock and just hit the number, and it'll skip to your next image without you having to do anything. Hopefully these tricks and tips can help you get your Instagram feed from something like this to this. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. If you liked the video, hit that like button. I'll see you guys in the next one.